Hello guys, to this track guide for Imola for this week's LMP3 Championship. I'll play the raw lap first, just so you can see, and then I'll talk over it a little bit after.
Sector 1's quick. Keep it going. One more.
All right, so that was the lap. Okay, we'll just go corner through corner. So the run up to T1, I choose to leave it in fifth. You can shift to sixth if you want to, but it's not necessary. And then I look for entry road and brake just after, basically. You want to attack the curb, but you want to brush the black part of the sausage curb because you cannot go over too hard because it will unbalance the car. Turn 2 is a pretty important one. It's normally for GT3s, for example, like you want to sacrifice this corner for the next one, but the LP3 has enough downforce to make the next corner kind of non-existent. Like it doesn't matter which line you take, like you can always make that corner. So in turn 2, you can just go full beans. This means straddle the curb. You can run out all the way wide, like I do here. Like I'm almost on the curb here, but you can still easily make the next corner. So it's fine. It's full throttle, doesn't matter what line you take. Here again, look for the 100 board, brake a little bit later. And it's want to attack this curb as well, but again, like you can only touch the black part, like you cannot touch the yellow part because you will die. But you want to take as much as you can. It's just a small lift, a little brake. And this corner is really important. You have to slow down enough for this corner. Don't worry about your entry, worry about your exit because it's just way more important. Again, you straddle the inside curb and then you run out as wide as you dare without getting the off track. I have a chase cam video for this later as well, so I'll show you kind of where the off tracks is, but this is really on the limit. Like I use my windshield wiper basically to gauge where I am because I'm in the middle, but this is yeah, this is very much on the limit. This corner is probably one of the harder corners on this track. Again, brake early, not worry about your entry that much because the exit is very important. I and on this lap, this corner isn't really perfect, but it's good enough to show. So what I do is brake 50 board, brake hard, like 70, 75%, and then you want to trail off your brake pretty soon because you need all the rotation you can. As you see here, like peak brake, trail off, trail off, very early. I short shift a lot in this car. For me, it's really helpful. Like you don't have to, but for me, it is really helpful because you never need first gear, but it's very nice to turn in. So I use first gear to get some rotation. See here. But before I go back on it, like I'm a little bit throttle, but before I really go back on the throttle, I'm back to second. See here. So it's
Sector one's quick.
just a quick short shift. Like I don't throttle it first, basically. This corner as well. It's pretty difficult to gauge where you need to be in this corner. But my turn in, like my reference point is the 50 board. That's where I start braking a little bit and turning. And then you need to aim at the curb, but you don't want to touch it too much because it will knock you out a little bit. So you just want to glide past it basically. And here again, like you just need to find out what the 1x limit is because it is you can take so much speed into this once you finally know where the limit is. Like this, like I'm all the way over, but I'm still not getting a 1x, so you just need to kind of gauge where it is. But I'll show you in the chase cam video as well. Here again, we aim for the 100 board, the 50 board. That's basically my turn in and braking points. A little later, wanna go for the inside curb again. Like this curb doesn't unsettle the car, so you can basically go over it even more than I do, but this is the perfect line. I just cut this and I aim straight at the outside basically. I do this, you kind of want to make a V shape, double apex corner. So you go in here, you go to the outside and you go back. This is a very important corner as well. Like it's all about the exit on this corner because you have a pretty long straight that comes after, and you want to get a lot of rotation done before the apex, basically. So you need to slow down a lot here, way more than you think you do. Go to second gear. See here again, like I'm straddling the black with my tire. That should be all do. And then, sorry, this video is a bit shady. You want to go super early on throttle here. And what I do a lot prototypes, and it is probably one of the most important things in prototypes, is my throttle pickup. Like I can go from 0 to 100 in a straight line. Like it's not dangerous to do that, but you lose so much time by doing that because the front of your car just gets too light. So if you go to 100% throttle immediately, you generate a lot of understeer on the fronts. That's why I always go to like, I don't know what it is, 60, 65% throttle. And then I feel it through my wheel the when the tires are at maximum grip, and then you go full 100%. back. You just hear the throttle pick up when it needs to be, and it's difficult to gauge, but once you get used to this, like you see it through my whole video, I do this in every corner. There always has to be some sort of throttle plateau before you go to full throttle. And now the dreaded chicane. It's uh, it's a very it's a very tough corner because the car gets unbalanced pretty easily here. There's a lot of one axis, of course. On this lap, I don't. This is not my best chicane by a long shot, but I'll at least tell you why. Uh, I slow down a little bit too late. Like I brake too late and too heavy, basically. So I get like an overslow effect, which is not good. First part, this part is decent. Like uh, I took as much as I could here without getting a 1x, which is what you want to do. But the second part, um, like you want to just glide past this black part because if you touch it more, which I do now, which you will see, the car gets very bouncy and traction control kicks in, and you lose a boatload of time just because the car bounces a little bit, as you see here. Like that's it easy a tenth just through that. You can just hear the TC kick in and you see the car bouncing and it just loses you a lot of time. Which is what you don't want, of course. And the final set of corners, it's a hard braking zone because it's downhill, so you need to brake a bit earlier than you think you do. My marker is the 100 board. You brake pretty heavy, and here I do the same thing as the other corner. I short shift, so I go down to second to get some rotation, but I only start throttling in third. Because again, if you leave it in the lower gears, like it might feel good and it might sound good, but the car just gets a little bit unstable, and especially on this fixed setup where it's 3 TC, which is pretty high, and TC just kills your lap time in this car. It's just the way it is. So you want to go out as smooth as possible. That's why I choose the higher gears. So as you see here, go down to second, instantly go back to third before I throttle, and last corner, just stay in third. Yeah, so you can, for some reason, I think they modified the 1x limit for this bit, because I can go way wider than I used to. So just remember that, and so you can use a lot of track gear, which you need to make the last corner. Last corner, you aim here to put your left side tires on the green, but I think it's basically half of your car needs to be over the curb, because if you go further, there is a slowdown there, which is a pretty hefty one, so you do not want to cut too much on the inside here. But this corner again, I keep it in third just for smoothness, because that's what you need, smoothness. Third gear makes it a bit more understeery, like you can use second in this corner if you feel like you understeer too much, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would always recommend the higher gear and just get used to the understeer a little bit. So here you want to cut as much as you can, and then you can just let it drift out wide here. Like there is a 1x here somewhere, but it's pretty far to the right, so you shouldn't worry about it too much. So That was lap. I'll chase cam as well, just to get an insight. So start straightforward. I keep it in fifth. Just make the track as short as you can. So we brake just after the entry road. Pretty hard. So you see here, you kind of that was my right. See here that I kind of avoid first one. I don't think like you can take more than this. When I went a little bit cautious here, but it's fine enough. Second one, full attack. Like you can just go over and come out. Like you can even come out onto the red and white. Like it doesn't matter for the next corner whatsoever. Here, just don't go too wide because there is a 1x there, but this is absolutely fine. Here it's not too hard braking. Want to aim for the inside curb here. Go over it. Like you can take this pretty well. But, you still have to be like a little bit careful because the car can if you go a bit further to the left, the car will bottom out, and it's not a nice feeling. So attack this one, but straight after this, you wanna slow down massively to make this corner. As you see here, I actually don't really know where the 1x limit is. Maybe it's just two tires on the red and white. That's what I'm guessing. So you can go pretty wide, but there is a sneaky 1x there that it's pretty easy to get. Here we look at the 50 board. I even brake a little bit before the cockpit. This is just 50 board braking. Braking pretty hard. Heaviest braking zone on the track. A lot of trail braking and short shifting from first to second. Here again, look forward. That's where you basically just after you start to turn in and brake. Attack the inside, but don't go all the way over. And don't fight the steering wheel too much. Is probably my best tip here. Like I'm barely rotating, and like I'm not over rotating, because that will just generate understeer. Again here, like tell me what the off track is because I don't know, but it's probably again two tires on the red and whites, which yeah, so I nailed it pretty much here. Like I couldn't go that much wider. This corner 50 bit after the 54 to start turning and braking. Brake too much, like you wanna ease your car into here. Minimum steering angle once again, and then when you go over this curb, start towards here, you need to start like pretty heavy braking because you need to slow down a lot. You need to slow down more, I think, this corner. Your exit is very important. Trail braking, again, attack the inside curb, but don't go over it. And again here, two tires on the red and white. So, perfect. Here for the chicane, we aim for the 100 board, heavy braking. Take as much as you can first curb, but do not touch the second one, which I kind of mess up here, as I already said. The bounce here doesn't matter because you're going straight anyway, but this bounce just, yeah, it killed all my momentum. C kicks in, your momentum dies, and just lose tenth and a half. And here, downhill braking, very different, very difficult braking zone, personally. You need to brake early and pretty hard. So 100 board braking, like I peak at like 85% brakes, I think. Downshift to second, short shift to third for best traction. Attack the, like you can attack this inside all the way. You kind of have to just go with two wheels over hard. Then you can run out really wide here. See again, left tires on the red and white. I'm guessing that's the one that's the 1x limits. That I don't know what else is. Stay in third gear. Attack the inside, but not too much because there is a slowdown here. Here it's probably half of the car, half of the curb, I'm guessing. But I'm pretty close. And smooth throttle out on this corner, and that is a lap of Imola. Um, I'm sorry this video is a bit rushed because I just didn't have a lot of time, and yeah, I only spoke about Kenny about this to Kenny like yesterday or the day before. So I will work on my quality and uh, and everything. This is just kind of thrown together, but I will work on it. If you have any questions, suggestions, whatever, just my DMs are open. You can always DM me or just ask in the LMP3 channel. I don't mind. Just tag me and I'll listen and I'll get to the bottom of it. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good race tonight. I will be there for the first time in ages, so I'm looking forward to it. I think the biggest problem will be keeping under the X limit because it is pretty difficult to get a clean lap in here. Like normally race-wise, it always goes like a little bit better, but it ain't easy. So have a good one tonight, guys. I'll see you around and cheers.